Okay, here we are with the final part of Monochroma. This is the Zeppelin level. The story-related achievement for entering the Zeppelin should pop for you as we get on the Zeppelin. I don't believe it pops up right here, but it's unmissable. I just don't recall exactly when it occurs. The Zeppelin is going to dock, and this isn't necessarily a cinematic sequence, but it's a sequence that you have to watch. It's about 2 minutes long, and you have no control of your character in the process, so I'll just sort of ramble about a couple of things while it's all happening. We will get on the Zeppelin, and we will eventually be thrown into some sort of a holding cell, and then you'll regain control of your character and you can advance from there. This level is considerably shorter than the rest of the game. It goes by very quickly. There's only about 3 or 4 puzzles to play through. Even though there's 8 sections, I guess there might be 8 puzzles. It doesn't feel like it. And we're going to get the 16th flower towards the end, and I believe the 7th section. And remember that I had mentioned at the beginning of the videos that the game does a bad job remembering your collectible progress. And I guess many people have reported, and myself included, that they were unable to get the achievement by collecting these flowers over multiple game sessions, and that it seems that the game forgets your progress when you close the game or play something else. So if you played one single playthrough, you probably will get the achievement when you pick up this 16th one later on in this level. If you don't, what you're going to want to do is finish the game and then use level select to replay each necessary section, play through far enough until you collect the flower, and then a few seconds after you collect the flower, the notification will disappear, and you can simply open up the pause menu and select the next section. And if you do that, you can progress through each section just far enough to get each flower, and eventually, once you've, I believe, collected all 16 of them in one session, the achievement will pop for you. Here we see the true bad guy, straight out of Monsters, Inc. And it turns out that evil Waldo here is just a henchman. And he's ordered to throw us into this little prison cell. And we will be able to continue on our way. There goes brother. We go in next. Okay, so here's what we need to do. You start by pulling this block over to the left as far as it'll go, and then pick up brother. Then you can jump from the block to the longer of the 2 ropes. You can climb upwards, and then you can jump over to the shorter rope on the right, and you'll see that that sort of loosens the platform that the henchman is standing on. So if we do that a second time, bam, he falls in, climb up a little bit, jump back to the left, climb up a little bit more, jump over to the dangling platform, carefully jump over and head to the left, and we can go about our business. Now what you need to do in this section is we're going to activate this machinery, and we're going to have to set brother down on this conveyor belt, and he's going to have to move past these 2 giant gears, and you can see there's one spoke of the gear that's broken. So we have to line him up in such a way that when he goes under that gear, that broken piece fits into the track that he's in. So I set him down at the farthest point. If you see, there's eight prongs sticking out, with number 8 being the broken one. So if 1 is the one immediately to the right of the broken one, and then you count around counterclockwise, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th one's broken. What that means is brother needs to be in the 8th gap. I'm standing in the 2nd one. This would be the 3rd one. He's currently in the 4th one. So we're going to have to move him, pick him up and move him to 5, 6, 7, and leave him in 8 so he can fit under that gear without getting crushed. So this switch activates the machine, and I will quickly run back and pick him up so he doesn't get crushed. And we need to move him and set him down in the 8th recess, and he's in the 4th. So this is 5. This is 6. This is 7. And this is 8. Yep. You don't have to absolutely optimize your timing with this. There's plenty of time to get over there. As you can see, as I'm making my way over, he'll go under that gear and not get crushed because the 8th prong was missing. So now I'll drop down, and again, pick him up. He's in the 5th spot. We need to get him to the 8th. 6, 7, and then 8, so I'll let him down here. This way he'll survive under the gear. Then I'll make my way over to the left side of the structure. And I'll quickly drop down there and pick him up in plenty of time before he falls off the edge to his death. And that's that for that puzzle. Now we'll jump up to this next platform, climb the ladder up, and go up to the next area. Here we have a multi-part puzzle. You see up on the left-hand side in that tower there are 2 controls that are currently inactive that control this vertical and horizontal orientation of this piece. I'll set brother down here so I can jump over to the other side. Our goal is to get into that room up top. I need to start by turning on the power. Now you can see those switches in the little tower on the left will become active. And what I will do now is jump back over, pick up brother, and head up into that tower. So once I get up there, those 2 switches control the horizontal and vertical position of that platform we were originally on. I need to get brother over to the opposite side and set him down in that right-hand side light, and then move the platform into such a way that I can jump over and pick him up and jump into that window. So we'll start by lifting it up as high as it can go. Once it's up there, I will move the other switch down to ram it into the glass here. I think that broke it, but I'm going to do it again just to be safe. Yeah, it did. So now I'm going to bring it all the way back over, raise it all the way up, and its natural tendency is to move all the way back to the right and then all the way back down, and that'll give me enough time to run underneath it, and I can jump up on top of the other side and set brother down in that second beam of light. Now that he's in this beam of light, I can jump over it and go back to the controls, and this time I'll bring it all the way up and to the left, and I'll jump over onto it and quickly pick brother up and jump into that upper window before it drops out of position. So I'll move this all the way up. Remember, it's up on this one and then it's down on this one. And then as soon as it's in position, I'll let go and do a running jump over to it. Jump over, pick him up, plenty of time to where if you lose a second or two you'll be alright, and then jump in the window. And into this hallway with a bunch of portraits, which I imagine are the development team. And from here we can jump over to this this rope and slide down, continue along to the right, and this will lead us into above one of the rooms we first came in when we first entered the Zeppelin. So what we want to do is jump over onto this chandelier and climb up onto this rope. Eventually the chandelier's got to drop all the way down, and we're going to jump over to this upper platform. So I'll jump over. This is going to take us outside onto this glass lattice work above the colorful area we came through, like a little garden. And I can set brother down here. And now I will need to jump onto this piece of machinery. And it's got a switch inside that will raise it up. And then you see another switch over on the left that controls the bucket. And what I need to do is, first and foremost, I need to jump over, ignore this switch, and enter here to the 16th flower. Now remember, if you haven't collected all the flowers in a single game session, you may not get the achievement, so you very well may have to use level select to go back and get all the flowers. So what I need to do again is raise this up, and then I need to lower the bucket. This controls the claw, the bottom claw, but I want to lower it not all the way, because if I lower it all the way like that, it kills brother, and that's not what I meant to do. Bastards. In any event, you want to lower it just low enough that once it gets down low, you can pick brother up and jump onto it. And then jump up to the controls and lower it all the way so the brick falls through. So we'll try this again. I'll set him down here. I'm going to go get that flower again. No, I'm not going to get the flower again because I don't need to, but you would need to get the flower again if you died there like I did, like a dummy. So I'll pull this down. And then I'll jump over here and lower the bucket a little bit more. That's far enough, I think. And then I'll ride it down. That should be low enough that I can pick brother up and jump back up to here. I hope. Otherwise I'm gonna, yeah, I can definitely get up there. Okay. So now I'll pick him up and repeat the process, but this time I will lower it enough that it falls through and breaks the glass. So there we go. Now we need to jump across. I jumped, okay, I got scared and thought I jumped too early. So now once this comes down, we need to carefully jump over to the left of the opening as to not fall through. And then back into the building. Slide down the chandelier rope. And into the garden. And now we need to use this crate to get across. And here we have the outside of the Zeppelin. So I will open the door. And set brother in the light. And here comes Demented Waldo. Jump back in. And I've got to trap that guy in the room by flipping the switch. So he can't get brother. So brother is safe. And here goes the Zeppelin taking off. And we've got the henchman trapped in the room though, so he can't hurt us. And now we'll head over to the left. Gotta pull this crate so we can reach up onto the left platform. Couldn't have reached that platform while we were holding brother. So, jump up here. And out to the left. And this will begin the game's final confrontation. Here comes the real bad guy, and he's going to try to grab us. And what you got to get him to do is grab the steam. That was careless. the first thing he does is like try to clip you with his clippers. So you jump over that. Now you've got to get him to grab the steam. Once he grabs the steam, things start getting kind of hectic. You've got to avoid the fire and the burning steam as well. That was careless. Alright, so I'll wait for him to do that, get him to grab the steam, and then avoid the fire jets. Alright. Jump back this way. Alright, it's going to be the same thing. Avoid the snip, get him to grab the steam, and now he's just sort of stuck there, and now we need help. So, go back and let the henchman out and have him help us. Leave that so there's some leeway when I come running back, because I'm going to need to push that over to get up to that platform. So pull this switch and run like the Dickens. There he is in the upper right. Alright, so jump down. Laughing at him, telling him to come on. He's going to smash that barrel, but he doesn't care. He can jump up here. That's some vertical for a hefty guy like that. And now I run. Out onto the pipe. And he's going to jump out onto the pipe. His weight shoots the fire into the engine. I don't know if I'm in control or not, but I still push jump. I don't think I'm in control at all anymore. I think it's ending sequence. And chaos ensues. Go. I believe the final achievement pops right around here as you're falling. And Zeppelin crashes down. That's it. Credits roll. And that's the end. So you should have, at this point, maybe not the flower achievement for getting all the collectibles, depending on how you went about your playthrough. You should have gotten all 5 story progression achievements. You should have gotten all 5 death achievements. The achievement for the kite in the very first area, and the achievement for saving the robot, I believe in 3-4 in the factory. If you don't have the flower achievement, what you're going to need to do is load up chapter select, and I will leave a list of chapters in the description stating where all the flowers are, and I would just start at the beginning. I think the first one is in 1-3, and again, just load that chapter, play till the flower, notification will pop up. A few seconds later, that notification will disappear. Bring up the pause menu, load up the next chapter, and play through each one up till the flower, and assuming you have played through enough to get all the flowers in one game session, the achievement should pop. That's how it ended up working for me. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. Decent game, nothing groundbreaking or amazing, but enjoyable for a few hours. And I'll see you next time with another video.